You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.
Hey, it's good for you though.
What's up,
And
man?
I
So
can't get into it.
We're talking about running.
Running.
I'm just saying, the running takes, I do a little over 5 miles. It takes a lot out of you.
Oh, absolutely. I wish I could get into it, and I just never my whole life. But you said you were like that, and then you got into it.
Okay, let me explain about running, then we'll get into the Israel shit. First of all, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Thank you. So when I would watch runners years ago, I thought they were idiots. Remember? Then I couldn't run.
Remember, that's what I think right now, today.
Then I couldn't run. Can you hear me? It's fine the way it is?
Yeah, you want a ladder?
That's fine. Then I couldn't run more than a mile. If I ran a mile, my shins would burn.
Yeah, same. That's what
They
happens.
fucking burn, and I hated. Now, I ran a little over 5 miles this morning. It does.
Sick brag.
No, it's okay. But first of all, it's beautiful out and along the water, and it's just awesome.
Florida, the last month has been unreal.
Last couple
Every
months,
day
it's
is
perfect.
like perfect.
I agree. So, the running though, which I really enjoy because you think, you relax, it's beautiful to see what along the water, but in the afternoon it does take I feel it. I guess because I'm old, you definitely feel it.
Yeah, I think a big part of that too is like the sun. The sun zaps the energy out of you.
No, I don't think the sun was so bad.
When you go on a boat, you're just standing around, but when you
True,
go to the
but
beach,
an hour out, it's not a big deal. I don't think.
Yeah,
it's a
I
big
guess
deal.
an hour.
But it just makes me tired, which is good because it gives me a good night's sleep. So
there's nothing better than when you are ready to get into bed and you're exhausted and you fall asleep instantly
So,
because you had a long day.
then yesterday, I went to the gun range last night and shot for about a half an hour, and it was really good. It was, first of all, it was empty as shit, but
Saturday night.
But I was saying, the shooting's getting better.
That's great.
Yeah, no, I was like really
Ready for
cool.
the apocalypse.
No, but it was, I aimed for the center. I got it. I said, let me try a couple of headshots. I got the headshots. It was really, and I'm not saying to bricks. Nowhere am I an expert.
And you're just communicating.
But it was, I liked it. It was a great time, and and I liked it.
Speaking of the apocalypse, not Israel, because we'll get into that. There's a new show out called Fallout. It's on Amazon Prime. You watch it. You should watch it.
Okay,
I watched the first 3 episodes. Great, loved it.
Really?
It's based on a video game that I never played actually.
Right, and the other one that was the video game. I like. What was it called with the weird girl actress and the guy who was the Star Wars guy who I love, Mandalorian.
Oh, The Last of Us.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, I think
Fallout.
Yeah,
Done. I'm watching.
It's right up your alley because it's end of the world. It's stupid funny. It's great action and it's cool.
So that's a movie theater thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you should watch. You should watch one tonight after dinner.
100%.
You're gonna end up wanting to watch 3. I know you.
I have to prep for court,
And
which
they're
takes
each an
about
hour.
half an hour, but I'm going to do it. And then I'm definitely going to do
I'd
that.
recommend that. It's a show
100%.
right up your alley.
Okay, I'm going to do that. And I like being in the movie theater because I like being by myself. The world doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So I watched Book of Eli yesterday.
That's an end of the world one.
So
Yeah.
good, not great, but good.
Okay. Came out 10 years ago.
No, I know, but I wanted to watch that because I like Denzel Washington. But it was a good movie. But it wasn't. I was expecting to be a little bit better. I thought the second half was a little slow.
Okay.
But just want to share that. All right,
Thank you.
Let's
Appreciate
move
it.
on to the Israel debacle.
Yeah, we're doing breaking news.
Wait, this just in. No. So why don't you explain to everybody what's going on, and then we'll talk about it because you're better at explaining it than I am. Wait, before you go into that,
Yeah.
sorry, this is your last week of law school
For my first year.
for your first year.
Correct.
How fast did that go?
Very,
I'm like, what the fuck?
very fast. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We just talked about it. You going to law school?
It feels very long and very fast at the same time. But yes, I'm done with my first year of law school, which they say is the hardest one. So
And-
I'm done with the biggest hurdle of law school.
And you found it no problem, right?
I enjoyed it. In fact, I enjoyed it very much.
I can't believe it went that fast.
Yeah.
No, I'm blown away.
I have 4 days of classes left.
No, crazy. And when are exams?
Over the next 3 weeks.
Okay. So, congratulations.
Thanks.
And then I want to share one other thing, and then we can go into the Israel thing.
Okay.
So yesterday, Mom and I did this thing. We checked. It's called Fast Lane, Fast Drive Lane, whatever it's called.
know.
So it's like a car club where It's all exotic cars, and they have them all over the country. And you get together, like they have the Palm Beach chapter, the Miami chapter. So I did the Palm Beach one. And you go, so we met there for breakfast, like early, like 8:30 in the morning. Then there's Florida Highway Patrol cars that escort you like in front and back, and one that pass to stop the intersections. And we're cruising, and then we meet for lunch, and then after lunch we like head out. But we were cruising like 140 miles an hour. It was really cool on the fucking roads. And then
Were you on 95 doing that?
no, we were on like back roads and everything like that. We went to the Beeline, then we went up to Jupiter. Areas I never been to Jupiter, but it was cool. The cool part is that, and the troopers were really cool guys. These three guys, but the cool part is, I had a trooper, one of the guys, directly behind me. And I'm going like 140, and he's following me 140, and I'm not getting pulled over.
And you think you're in hot pursuit.
Well,
it feels.
I felt like I was like bad boys, like I was being chased. What
you gonna do?
I kept going. I know
it.
after I got it.
What you gonna
That's
do
why
when they come for you?
I know. I answered it. So, but the thing what's really cool is that instinctively, even though I knew where I was and what I was doing, and it was fine, it was you want to pull over. So
seeing lights in your rear view.
Yeah, literally. And you keep looking, but you got to remember, like,
and your odometer, your speedometer is.
And you got to remember not to pull up, but it's literally. And then we're in this convoy, and we're all going like 110, and it was fucking cool. We pulled in the gas station, and all the cars are pulling, and people watching. It was very cool. And then the other part, you feel like a little bit like dickish because we're stopping traffic for photos.
The mic a little towards your.
Sorry,
mouth.
It falls. So, the other thing is. So the other thing is that...
Shit. Sorry, I fucked it up.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll move it like this. 1 second. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So the other part is like they had like things you would do from production. They had a man and woman, like three people in like a van that were following us and going fast. And they had
filming you?
Filming. And they had the drone, the fucking drone with the little drone zipping by. And it was very
While
cool.
you were driving?
While we were driving. I would have dropped it. The drone would have been broken in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But
remember when you flew the helicopter and it cut your hand off?
I saw the scar. Look. Right there.
Yep, I see it. Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
The things you do for your kids. Those were cool.
For your kids, that was your birthday gift that you took alone. None of us were with you.
Wow, easy there.
What do you mean? But like, why are you blaming that on us? You took it to Murakami alone.
I went by myself?
Yeah.
That was fun stuff.
To fly, it was like a legit RC helicopter.
The thing cut my fucking head.
And he goes, the things you do for your kids. None of us were there. It was your birthday gift.
But the things we do for our kids, so you know. All right.
Sure.
All right, so go over Israel.
So, I mean, I didn't know the first part, but I guess like a week ago or a couple of days ago, Israel like bombed a building somewhere in Syria that part of the building, I don't know all the details really, but part of the building was like part of the Iranian embassy. So, which is like Iranian soil, right? Like our embassy in other countries is our country. So I guess that's like what the catalyst was for this. But then, it was Saturday night. No, it was Saturday morning, which was Saturday night.
About a day and a half ago, right?
Yeah, we're recording this Sunday. Saturday, like afternoon, Iran launched a bunch of
drones.
Yeah, well, they're rockets.
Correct, which took apparently hours to get. It was like it takes hours to get.
It's like a plane, right? It doesn't appear instantly. It's they launch them from Iran,
but they have missiles that could get there much quicker. They 100%. This was an instant. They weren't. There's a lot of different views as to why they chose this approach because there are other missiles that can come in from the north and to come into Tel Aviv and Jerusalem that would get there much quicker if they were to choose
supersonic missiles. And then there are ones that are like the speed of a plane.
And they have 150,000 of those other missiles ready to go.
So why would you... Like, it seems very strategic, very smart to use the ones that are slow. Because none of them... Like, only a handful ended up hitting the ground. They were intercepted by Israel, by America, and by England. And 0 people died. Only 12 people are in the hospital. So to me, that seems extremely strategic. It's like... We don't want to actually start anything. We're just letting you know we did not like what you're doing. We can fuck you up if we want to.
No, correct. No.
So I think that's actually a good. It's like it's telling someone to stop it without punching them in the face.
Okay, but what I'm trying to get at was that there's different approaches.
Right.
Some are saying that is that they would like,
Yeah.
we're just testing the waters, letting you know.
Right.
Some
Which
are
is better than just bombing.
Yes or no? I don't know about that. Number two, some people are saying they want to see how Israel and America handles it. I'm just saying that it was, again, no one knows the reason why they want this approach, but so continue. Go ahead.
No, I mean, that's basically it. The missiles launched, and right after they launched, British fighter jets went to intercept them.
France too, I think, right?
I don't
France
maybe.
is
I don't
an
know.
ally on, right?
America was like, we were to support Israel. I don't think we sent any actual military power to intercept.
We do have the ships, though. They brought in some more ships.
Yeah, but I'm saying to actually strike down the missiles. I know Lebanon had to strike a couple missiles down because they were going into over their airspace. So luckily 0 people died. 12 people got injured. That's it. 12 people are in the hospital, which is that's a huge relief.
Yep.
Because when they first launched, it's oh shit, people are going to die. And then now we don't know what's going to happen. That's basically it. Who knows? The fact that England or the UK, I guess, had to actually take up arms and shoot down is...
I think it's great.
Yeah, but it's problematic. It's scary.
The whole thing's problematic, right? We know it's problematic because we have China and Russia, and we have with the Middle East. But here's the problem. My feeling is that this is going to be a continued problem no matter what, right? We have Iran and Iraq, okay, that Hezbollah and all that stuff that surround it.
That's in Lebanon.
Right, that are serious threats and continue threats to Israel. There's no question about that. And we also know it's not look, I think Biden's a fucking idiot, but we also know that America has been an ally for about 70-something years to Israel. So so hopefully they'll continue to be the ally, which I think they will, ally. But the shit's going to hit the fan one way or the other. It's getting at such an issue and such a coming to a head that I think the shit is going to hit the fan.
Yeah, but no one wants that. Realistically.
I agree with you. I don't want
Realistically, that's bad for every single person in the world.
I get it, but the problem is, when you hear all these things in the commentary and so forth, there's no...
Actually, some people do want that. The military companies.
Right. But there's no reasoning with these Middle Eastern radicalists. There just aren't. And it's not even... It's
so
first,
what do you do? That's the scary
just
part.
hear me out. It's first Israel, and then it's America. It's, what I'm saying? It's anything that's Western civilization, capitalism, freedom, democracy. They don't want that. So it's sort of like when you had the Hamas and the BLM supporting and the transgender supporting. It might be the Jews first, but they're next. So and again, easier for me to say it. And again, I'm not a political strategist by any means. I'm not a political leader because I couldn't be in that position because I'm more black and white. I think Israel could fuck them up. I really do. I think the fact that they have 150,000 missiles, I don't think Netanyahu's going to, I don't think he's going to allow them to get stronger. I think it's fucked up what Biden did with $6 billion given to Iran. I think that he's going to start taking out all their fucking sites where these missiles are. And I think we're going to be at a war because I think Israel's strong enough to do it. I think with the allies of America and France and the UK, Israel is not going to become extinct. I think there'll definitely be loss and casualty and problems. But I think it's gotten to the point where every day it's going to be so bad and they're going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, these Middle Eastern countries, that if they have 500,000 missiles, it might be too late. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't trust them. I think you got to fucking annihilate the enemy. And it's a matter of time. So do you let the tumor stay there and watch it 5 more years to see it grow and metastasize? Or you just fucking cut the tumor out? Yeah, but that's just me.
I know. So I agree with you in a perfect world. But if you're saying you have to annihilate the enemy, I truly believe we live in a world... Not true. It's factual. We live in a world now where you cannot annihilate someone without annihilating yourself in the process.
Meaning what? When you annihilate yourself?
No, because you're saying. So what do you mean by annihilate them?
I think we're going to go to war, and I think we have to take out all their military, which we know where they are, and take out any ability they have to create a problem.
Okay, and so you can't do that in in 1 hour, right? That takes a long time.
I understand.
They have nuclear weapons, right? Like if they are,
So does Israel.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's like we live in a world where you can't annihilate someone without you being annihilated in the process.
All right, but what about Russia and Ukraine? Russia's nuclear. They didn't use it.
Russia doesn't want to annihilate Ukraine. They want them to be part of their country.
And then they want to go into Poland after that.
Okay, right. But that's a very different mindset than annihilation. Russia doesn't want to annihilate Ukraine and Ukrainians. They want their land to be part of them.
Okay, that's valid.
Iran wants to annihilate. So it's very different. And then Israel wants to annihilate. Israel doesn't want to get rid of Iranians' leaders so that Israel can then go and Israelis can go live in Iran. They don't want that. They don't want to live in Iran. They don't want anything to do with Iran. They want them to be extinct. Right. So you can't live like if Ukraine really wanted Russia to be annihilated and had the power to do it, I think Russia would launch a nuclear weapon. That would, and if Iran is being truly, truly threatened, right? Like let's say Israel is starting to strategically take out all their military power and they're losing weapons, right? These 150,000 missiles that you're talking about. Let's say they're down to 30,000 of them. And they're like, we are losing this war. America's against us. UK's against us. All of Europe is against us. Why would they not launch a nuclear weapon? Like it doesn't, what would stop them from doing it? If they in their mindset, which you agree with, and this is what they've said, their goal is to wipe out Israel, wipe them off the face of the map. Why wouldn't they, as a last resort, be like, okay, boom, red button, launch? So therefore, I'm saying Israel cannot go in and annihilate, because they will be annihilating themselves.
All right. Here's the thing. I think that Israel could maybe even take out the nuclear weapons. They probably have the intel for that. I'm just saying
they have the intel for that, but they let in a bunch of people in bandanas who were living in a cave come in and kill 1,200 people.
Listen to me.
Right?
Listen to me.
That was a huge intelligence failure. Why are you treating their intelligence as so high now?
Okay, because
they've proven themselves.
I am telling you that Israel, it's a matter of time before they want to go ahead and take out Israel. So if that's the case, I say take it out first. And I also think that sometimes you got to let chips lie where they fall. I don't think people are going to use nuclear.
But
I don't think they're going to use nuclear. I don't think they're going to. That's all. Because every country can threaten nuclear. I don't think.
Right, but if you're saying that these people want the end of Western civilization, they truly want it. That's what you just said, right? Like it's first with Israel, then it'll come to all of us.
That's their ideology. But right. I don't think that. Listen, and if there is nuclear, because every country has it, then that's what then. Unfortunately, then if we can't take out their nuclear missiles and where they're being fired from and things like that, then that's the risk. But I'm just telling you right now that I don't. Again,
but that's not a risk that we can just throw around. Like there doesn't have to be fighting. When in the Cold War, the reason why it's called the Cold War is because there was zero fighting that happened. It was just a war of tension. Like America.
I thought everybody had the flu.
America and the Soviet Union hated each other. Each other. I can't say that. But like
you said they
hated each other. But like you grew up sort of at the tail end of it. But like Russia was so the enemy.
Oh no,
of America.
we were when it was Russia, and when I grew up, it was like they were the enemy, and we couldn't. Yeah, it was like the movies,
and it was like they weren't even human. They were so the enemy. They want the death to America for real. There's no way that we can coexist in this world.
That's true.
And because both of us had nuclear weapons, and because both people did both sides were like, we can't risk the world over this conflict. Let's take it a day at a time. Zero people died in the Cold War. Like it was all just tension, and it was settled by politics. Zero people died. It happened over 20 years, 30 years, and it ended by mutual friendship. It fizzled out because both countries came together and were like, what are we doing? We have way more similarities than differences.
And everyone should take Motrin and Tylenol to get rid of their colds.
But that's kind of how it ended. Like, we both realized that this is hindering us both, and we can be better without this. And we both had nuclear weapons, and zero people had to die. So when, saying there's no end to this conflict, but everyone dying, it's like, that's not true. We've solved conflict with no...
I didn't say that. Okay. I agree with you. I think Russia...
And Russia was way more powerful than Iran is.
I'm not talking about power.
Soviet Union, I mean.
I'm talking about Russia is is more logical
Exactly.
than the Middle Eastern
So
people.
why would, if they were threatening nuclear weapons, why would a less logical Iran not?
I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because I think that we could take them out before the nukes become an issue. See,
They're already an issue.
Listen, no. Before they're launched a fire, before they decide to do it, because they're not going to do it right away.
If they don't have just one.
No, I get it. Listen, I'm not saying there's a right answer, and I'm talking quasi somewhat of a perfect world. But the problem is they're cancer. They're going to continue to grow. It's going to be a bigger problem, and it's going to be. There's got to be a way to take them out to stop it.
Yeah. So I agree with you.
And by the way, when I say that, I'm not talking about saying all
Right.
Iranian or Iraqi people are bad. That's not what I'm saying.
You're saying the ideological.
I'm
people,
saying right. I'm saying hopefully war is bad because it really is bad because a lot of innocent people die and it's a terrible thing. But I'm not saying fuck Iran, fuck Iraq. I hate them. I'm just saying these countries are a problem for America, Western civilization ideology. They're a problem for people that want freedom. They're a problem for Israel. And it's going to continue to grow like a cancer in the body. And I'm saying you need to cut it out.
I agree.
How it's done, I don't know.
Right.
I know I don't have an answer for that. But I'm telling you right now, and I know a lot of people don't like Netanyahu, but I like him because he's strong and he's not, and he's going to do what he thinks is best to protect the fucking people.
So that's
just my opinion.
I agree with the idea of like it's a problem not just for Israel but for the world, in that we need to get rid of that issue. I agree with that. There are ways to do it, and I think just bombing, which is the way Israel has not been. Like I'm supporting Israel in this conflict. I'm on their side, but they have not been trying to solve it diplomatically. They've just been using force to like stop the Hamas issue.
I get it, but diplomatically, like you're gonna come in and basically rape. There's still hostages, still babies, still things like that, and you want us to talk diplomatically? Like I would say, fuck you. Return the fucking hostages, then maybe we'll talk. But we're gonna make you fucking feel the pain. There is no.
Well, Hamas is different than Iran.
I get
those
it,
are different.
but there's no fucking way. If somebody, let's say, harmed you. If I had a fucking daughter and they raped my fucking daughter, God forbid, right? I don't have a daughter. But I'm saying, but if they rape my fucking daughter and then they say, wait a minute, you want to fucking, now we want to talk about, like, no, I'm killing your family first. I'm making you watch me kill your family. Then after I fucking kill your family and you've seen it, then I'm going to skin you alive a little bit and then we'll talk. Like, I'm not going to fucking talk to you and say, hey, I got what I wanted out and now I'm going to talk to you. Fuck that. And it's a big message Israel's sending.
And it's not working.
Oh, no, it is working.
No, it's not.
I disagree with you.
You think it's working when now a third-party country that... Hold on, let me
knew
finish.
That. We knew that.
But okay, I'm asking you. Do you think it's working when now a new party is involved?
It's not a new party.
Hold on, and literally launched hundreds of bombs last night.
I do think
you
it's
think
working.
that's part of the plan.
100%.
You want bombs to be launched on you.
It's 100% working because Hamas was always fucking Iran.
Right.
It was never.
But when they're not
like
launching bombs, so you think it's working when bombs are launched rather than zero bombs are launched? You think that's good for ending the conflict? I don't think it is. I think that escalates things. So I don't think it's good.
I think it's great because that's exactly what's going to happen. There's no question. We're in war. The thing is this: there is no reasoning with Iran if we don't get the fucking hostages back. Period. I wouldn't even We tried. America's tried. Other allies have tried. There is no fucking discussion. I will keep fighting, keep sending more fucking troops, keep killing more people until you get those fucking kids back. Those people.
What if you were sending me? You would do that? I'm asking because that's what it is. You would send me off to go get killed for those people?
Okay.
I'm asking. Because that's what Israel's having to decide.
Okay.
So you're saying it's comfortable being in Boca saying, keep sending them, keep launching bombs. But if Bryce Burke and I had to go tomorrow to Gaza, would you still agree with that we need to be sent over there?
I don't want my kids to go, but I think, but what do you do?
No, but I'm asking.
What do you do?
I don't know. You don't have
Personally,
to send them.
I don't want you to come back. I don't want you to go. But I'm saying, but what's the discussion that could be had? See, here's the thing. We lose. When Biden gave $6 billion, that was a big problem. We talked about it before even the war happened. Everyone... Common sense. We gave money to our $6 billion to our enemies. Common sense. It's not a political standpoint. It's the dumbest fucking move. The other part is when you negotiate, you have to negotiate from a position of fucking strength and power. The reality is, if we start saying that we can't even have if we threaten the force that we have, we will stop. We will stop if you give back our heart. These people living in fucking tunnels. They're raping them. There's babies and infants. Give them back. You want to show we are annihilating your place, your land. They don't even care about their civilians. You want us to stop. All you have to do is release people, show us your good faith. If we start negotiating now, it's a position of weakness. If we say we're going to cease fire with the hopes to talk and it can last another 30 days, we want the fight. It doesn't cost time. You made your point. We made our fucking point. Return them, or we're going to make a stronger point. That's just how I feel. We disagree. I respect your position.
Right. I don't think negotiating is a weakness at all.
Okay. Return the fucking hostages. We'll be more than happy to cease fire. That's what they've been saying. They're not returning. Fuck them. Hurt them more.
So
Period.
What if they're all dead? Like as of right now,
then they
today.
need to tell us.
Right, but what if they are? Then does that change your mind? Because they probably are.
They probably are dead.
Right, so
okay.
So they're probably using the idea of them being alive as a chip.
100%.
Right. So if they're actually
then
dead,
they need to be transparent.
Well, you're talking about Gaza. They're not transparent, and they're never going to be.
Well, then they're going to lose more people.
No, I know, but then I'm asking you, like, does that change because I think it changes the game. If there are zero hostages, then it changes the whole negotiation.
Hypotheticals. I'm talking about what we're in now.
No, but I think that's the real situation. So I don't really think it's hypothetical.
Okay, but it is a hypothetical until we're told.
No, because I think we have to be playing the game from all of the possible angles. So it's not. That's what war strategy is. A game of hypotheticals. You say you're strategizing. If this happens, then this might happen.
But we gave no.
That's what war is.
No,
you're playing out hypotheticals, and then you pick the best road.
That's a cadence. Right now, we're saying release the hostages, and their answer is no.
Right.
They could say we don't have them; they're dead.
But they're not going to, because then they lose all their power.
Okay, but the power I get. But look, sometimes you just have to go with brute force, and that's my opinion.
And what I'm saying is, I don't think that. So this has been 7 months now since the conflict first happened.
Isn't that crazy how fast that's gone?
Yeah.
You thought it was like a month ago.
Yeah. So it's been brute force for 7 full months, and the situation every single day keeps getting worse, and especially yesterday it got extra worse. So
why is it getting worse? Why do you think it's getting worse? I just think that's part of war.
Wait, why do you think it's getting worse? What do you mean?
Listen, the difference. I foresaw this. I'm not surprised by any of this.
In war. So what I'm asking you is,
but wait, are you surprised by what happened with Iran?
No, especially because Israel wasn't de-escalating anything; they were escalating. So I wasn't surprised. But what I'm asking is, of course, war is going to escalate if both sides keep escalating it. But are you? When you're in a war, it's a means to an end. You're not just let's go to war every day forever. You're we're doing this for a purpose. So if you're that's what war is, it keeps escalating.
Or somebody succumbs to, or somebody says,
right. So
I raise the white flag.
So what's the end? Right. And so
maybe they raise. Maybe Israel's not raising a white flag.
Right. And Iran isn't either.
Maybe.
So that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm saying.
Listen,
why would they raise the white flag if you're saying their ideology is to wipe us all out?
Because they might say we don't want. For example, Iran and Iraq, which has more.
Iraq is not really involved in this.
Okay, but Hezbollah is.
That's in Lebanon.
Okay, but let's assume that have these civilized. This when I say civilized, they're much more advanced and much more have more to lose, and they have more structure and business
than
and
Gaza. You're saying
Gaza, right?
Yes, definitely.
So maybe when I say raise the white flag, I mean maybe they say they come to the table and say,
but Israel has
finish for
so much to lose too, more than Iran.
I get it, but there's a difference. I'm going to tell you the difference in a minute. Maybe it brings by our brute force of Israel and supporting of the support of America, UK, and let's say France. Maybe it brings Iran to say we want to sit down and talk. Okay, so that might be change the position of power.
But so what? It could be. That's a potential thing. But you're treating the sides unequally. You're being unfair and biased, which is of course we would be.
In what way?
In saying we as the good guys are going to use all our force to stop them and make them come to the table. And we will, and like you said this, you said Israel will never surrender, like will never.
There's a big difference.
No, but Israel will never wave the white flag. You're saying from our side, we will never surrender. We will never stop. We will completely use brute force until you guys come to your knees. Okay, and we have the support of America, the UK, and France. They are saying the exact same thing. They're saying we will never surrender. We will never come to our knees, and we will use brute force to make you come to your knees. We have the support of Iran, China, Russia. So like it's the exact
but there's
the
a
exact
difference.
same scenario.
There's a difference.
So why do you think we would win?
Wait, let me tell you. Listen, there's a difference as to why talk about that ideology. One is a bully, and one is just let me finish. Just please, you're going to talk. One is a bully, one is not a bully. Okay.
To us, yes.
Israel has constantly been bullied, and they keep being bullied, and whatever. And at some point, you guys, I have no choice but to stop the bully because otherwise it will never stop. The outcome might be the same, but I'm saying about going forward, you have no choice. If the small little country of Israel, if they say, okay, we will stop.
You do have a choice, Dad.
I know.
Trump himself, I'm not the biggest Trump fan, but one of the best things he did as president was sign all of these peace deals in the Middle East
true.
that actually created peace
That's
for a little
true.
bit.
I think
so
that would be great.
So you're saying there's no way we can do this except bombs? I don't think that's true.
I'm saying there are ways that could be done, but I'm saying
that's what I said. You do diplomatically, and you said, what, we're all going to come to the table?
I don't think right now that's what's going to happen. Because they need to release those hostages. That's the thing. I think that's a big thing. If they can release the hostages, Israel will go talk and cease fire.
Right, but
that's
not going to happen.
Okay, but then
just like if we were on the other side, if we had hostages of theirs or whatever, and they were bullying us and all this stuff or whatever, and we would be like, "Fuck you! We're not releasing the hostages until you do this for us."
All I'm saying,
they have the same mindset.
Where we are now is where we are. They have our hostages. They took them. They raped and pillaged. They killed them. Whatever hostages are alive, we want them back. Then we're more than happy to stop doing the firing and sit down and talk. No issues. That's just my opinion. You have a different approach. That's why there's different leaders, whatever, and I get it. But I think that Israel is strong. I think they're capable. I think they have to look at. They're not afraid to fight. They're not afraid to die. I think that we are.
Yeah, but if that's, and I agree with you, but like, there's a bigger world out there, and I agree that sometimes you have to fight for ideology. But like, tensions are so bad that it's like, I don't know. I'm torn because one of it's like a moral thing, but then also it's like, we can't ruin the world over like a moral battle and being like, I'm not giving up. Like we can't, like sometimes you have to be the bigger man and be like, okay, I know you're in the wrong, but I'm going to be the bigger man and I'm going to come to this table and start conversations instead of everyone being like, nope, I'm not listening until you stop. Nope, I'm not listening until you stop.
I don't think it's that. I don't think that's what is really being done.
But I
don't think that. I hear you, and what you're saying is nice.
I think it's stronger. You were like, it's a sign of weakness. I think it's a sign of strength to be like, we know that you're in the wrong, but we are going to start these conversations. We're going to come
I
to the
think
table.
at some point, you know what, and I hear you, but I think at some point you just gotta fucking let them people know you're fucking boss and move on.
But what do you mean at some point? That's what Israel has been doing. What do you mean at some point? That's what they're doing.
Yeah, but
more people keep dying every day.
That's okay.
Why?
That's what war is.
Okay.
No, I'm not making light of it.
It's not okay.
No,
I don't think so.
I don't mean it's okay, but that's the choice. There's war, things you have to do to protect the fucking greater good. And when you're in the armed forces, you know there's that risk. It's a terrible thing. I'm not trying to make light of it or say, oh, no big deal. But that's what war is. And I think that I don't know. I think that, I don't know. I support what Netanyahu's doing. I support Israel. And I sometimes the chips have to lie where they fall, so to speak.
So that idea of like you have to show brute force to show your power and bring someone to their knees.
Sometimes, yes.
Would you want Iran having that like feeling towards America? Like, what if Iran launched all the bombs here? Would you be like they need to keep doing that to show brute force?
Listen, I don't want it, but if that's what their position is, we'll deal with it.
No, I know, but I'm asking like, you're saying that that's the right position to take in a battle. And I'm saying I don't know if it is.
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying in sometimes that's just the way it is. And in this particular case, I think that Israel needs to stand firm and not back down until they know if the hostages are dead or they're released. And that's just my opinion. Of
course it's your opinion.
I don't want war. I don't want people to die, but we're in it.
I know, but I it's so easy when it's not happening here. Like if Florida was being bombed every day, like the Middle East is, I think you would feel very differently about it.
Of course I would.
Right. But you have to extrapolate your mind.
Because I would feel, because I don't want anyone to die. Listen, I don't want anyone to die, period. In Iran, Lebanon, Israel, I don't want anyone to die. Russians, Ukrainians, I don't want anyone to die, because who that's a normal person wants anyone to die. But we're talking about what's currently going on, where it is, what the deal is. And I don't think Israel should be backing down.
I don't think they should back down at all. I agree. I do not think they should back down. I don't think they should escalate. There's a big difference.
But how do you know what's being escalated now? What you hear on social media or whatever?
How do you know what's going on?
No, but what I'm saying, but what is it that you think that when you say escalate, what is it Israel doing?
No, I'm hoping that they don't, because Iran escalated it last night, and I think that's very bad. And if you keep escalating, at a certain point,
it's a problem.
You're at the end of escalation, and that's death. You know, it's like, so I'm not saying that Israel is being so bad because they keep escalating. I'm saying I hope this doesn't get worse. And Iran escalated last night, and you're saying we need to meet them with more force than they met us, right? That's the point you're saying. We need to use brute force to show them who's boss. And I'm saying that might be bad for all of us.
It might be bad, but I'm also not afraid of if we die, we die. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, you're dead at that point, so I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I don't think
that's not how you live your life.
Well, it's how you live your life up to the point you're dead. Yes.
So you're saying it doesn't matter any of that of what we do, because there's a potential that we die.
I didn't say that. I never. That's not even remotely.
Sorry, I'm
close to
confused
what
on what you're saying. Then
what I'm saying is, if you're fighting and doing what you think is right, and then you, as a result of it, we die because there was nukes and things like that. I don't know. Then what if there were other options, which I think there are, because we're living in a world where we're not all dead right now. So there are other options. But then you could succumb to leaders and live a life that you don't want to live. Those are the only options. No, nuclear death. I'm just making an analogy.
Right, I know, but I'm saying all of the middle ground.
We know there's other options.
Right, and so I'm saying exactly that's the.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
I know, and I'm just saying that's the road that I think is best. Is, hey, we need to all figure this shit out instead of just keep bombing each other.
All right, so let me ask you this
question. I'm saying we need to talk, and you're saying, nope, we need to bomb.
Let's go back to, let's make it on a very small base, like sort of what I said. If somebody killed my kid, let's say I had to rape my daughter, I would want to kill them and their whole fucking family. Okay?
Right, and Dad, this is actually great. This is a great analogy, because you would want that 100%. I think everyone would want that. But let's say you live in America.
Right. I understand what you're saying.
Just today, right now, you live in America.
I know you can't do that.
No, I know, but let's say that actually happened, right? Let's say someone took your kid, raped them, killed them, all that stuff. Of course you would want to do what you would want to do, and you would be justified, and everyone would agree with you. But would that be the best thing for you to do? I don't know. No. Because it would ruin your life. Now you would be in jail for the rest of your life, and then it would not only ruin your life, it would ruin Mom's life, it would ruin my life, it would ruin a lot of people's lives. It's not the best thing for you to do. Might feel the most justified. It might be the best for your revenge, but would it be the best situation for everyone? No. There are way better options for things to work out. Now, would it feel the best? No. But it would be logically the best, because you would not be in jail. Yeah. Your life would not be ruined. Mom's life would not be ruined. Right? Like, you would work through the diplomatic process of putting that person in jail. You would get them punished, right? Like, there are other ways to go about things than just brute force.
I agree.
Right?
But
that's my point.
But if they raped my child and said, okay, we raped your child, and I said, okay, I'm gonna fucking rape your child, and they said, well, can't we sit down and try to talk about it? I'm not doing that.
But Gaza doesn't really exist anymore. There's no buildings there.
Correct.
So we've already raped their child.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree that if there were other ways to
raping the child.
It's terrible.
Analogy. But let's say someone beat up your child, right?
No, I get it.
Which is the first hostage
I get
taking.
it.
And
I
then
get
you
it.
went up and beat their child up and kept beating on their child, which, good, you're justified in doing that. And then after you beat their child to a pulp, and then you go, okay, we can talk now. I don't think that's weak. I think you showed that you're even the stronger one. You said, I fucked you up way worse than you fucked me up. Now let's talk, right? But if you kept doing it and now other people start beating on you and you keep beating on them, now it's like, okay, now this is making it way worse. At a certain point, we have to say, okay, yes, we've both taken severe losses. Let's sit down and try to figure this out.
Right. And do you think Iran will really sit down and say, let's figure this out? Do you really think so? That's the problem.
But Dad, up until yesterday, there wasn't they didn't have any violence.
But
There's a big difference
by the violence.
I know, but America, it's the same idea of, it's a big step that America. So you keep saying Iran supports Gaza. They've supported them forever. Yeah, we are the Iran to Israel. America has supported Israel forever and given them money and everything. We haven't actually launched any missiles yet, right? If we launch missiles from American soil, let's say a missile was launched from Miami to go over to Iran last night, we sitting here right now would be like, whoa, things changed drastically.
Right.
We really escalated things. There's a big difference between supporting someone with money and launching missiles. That's what Iran did. So it's like you're saying, you're acting like it's the same thing of supporting them. You're like, I'm not surprised. It's a huge step, Dad, from supporting someone and killing people.
But what did I say? I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying it's a huge deal that Iran launched these missiles and it escalates the thing. And you're like, yeah, but I'm not surprised. We knew this was going to happen.
I'm not surprised by that.
I know,
but are you surprised by that?
Of launching the missiles, yes. Because it's a big. Would you be surprised if America launched missiles from DC?
Yes, because America.
But we've been supporting.
I know, but there's a difference because
Iran hasn't launched missiles in 40 years from their soil. That's a surprise.
Okay. Israel is not an extension of America or a puppet of America.
Not a puppet, but it is an extension.
No, but my point I'm trying to get is the Hamas,
and especially to the Middle East mindset.
is okay. I look at Iran as the head of the mafia family, and you have all these little different gangs, which is like Hezbollah. You have Hamas. They all work for the fucking Godfather. That's how I look at it.
But that's incorrect because Iran doesn't even like Hamas. It's a common enemy thing. They don't like.
I don't know if I agree with you, and I could be wrong. But
why wouldn't they let Gaza, Hamas and Gazans, live in Iran? Then they actively kick them out. They don't like them. It's a means to an end. It's a common enemy.
Well, okay. I don't think I hear what you're saying. I think that I personally am not surprised.
Sorry,
that's okay. I'm not surprised that Iran got involved and did what they did. I don't think it's good. I don't want anybody dying. I don't want anybody going to war. But I do stand behind Netanyahu and his decision, and I think he's a smart guy, and I think he's going to do what he thinks is best. And you might not agree with everything, but that's just the way it is. And
I don't agree with everything, but I 100% support Israel and what they're doing. And even if I don't agree with their decisions, I'm going to support them because that's my team.
Right. Fair enough.
Because it's a bigger thing than that.
Fair enough.
But my whole thing, and I said this on October 8th when we recorded an episode right after October 7th, I said, I worry that when you're acting from a place of emotion and passion and revenge, you don't think logically. You've been in those scenarios where something happened and you see red, right? And you act out in a way. And then a month later, after the dust settles, or whatever, you're like, wow, that was dangerous. I didn't even, right? Have you ever been in a situation where you act so rationally because you're so passionate, and then you're like, you know what? I shouldn't have acted that way.
Okay, but it's a slight little difference.
No, I know,
think.
Of course, but I'm taking that feeling. I'm saying Israel is which justified they are. They're so emotional about it because it is an emotional thing. People came into their homes and raped their children and took hostage. It's super emotional, but we are civilized people that we need to think about it. What's going to be like in 10 years rather than in 10 minutes. If Israel can't just keep bombing because they're going to be wiped off. You know what I mean? You have to, to be a man rather than a kid who's just you punch me, I'm going to punch you back. You have to be okay, let me assess the situation here.
Okay, you're right, but I think that you're so oversimplifying it because
of course
what I'm trying to get the intelligence of the leaders and the generals and in Israel and the armed forces and Netanyahu. These are not people that say like someone like me who might get enraged on something so quickly and I see red because I might not be trained. These are people who've been around for 30, 40 years. They're not sitting there from a remote standpoint talking like I'm talking.
Oh, I think it is emotional.
Listen, I'm telling you, I think that these people are much more qualified, not as emotional. It's not the first rodeo they're dealing with. They understand their enemies. They understand what they're being surrounded by their enemies. They've been attacked before. They know what they're doing. I don't think they're sitting and saying, let's just handle today and worry about tomorrow. I don't think that. I'm talking about that as a layman. These guys are far smarter, and I don't think they're sitting there like a petulant child and looking for revenge. I don't agree with you on that. I think there's a lot of other facets, a lot of different other levels as to why they're doing and how they're doing things. Yeah. I think they don't give a shit, which I respect and I love because that's my personality. That how they're perceived, social media, whatever it is. I think they're doing what they think is right, but they're not doing it from, I don't think, an emotional, petulant child position.
Okay, child, I guess, is a bad way to paint my argument. I'm saying, but emotional, 100%. I think Israel and all the Israelis, which is justified, and American Jews, it is an emotional thing, which, of course, how could it not be? But it's like after 9/11, America, we did this. And then now we look back and regret everything that we did. America, after 9/11, everyone in America, the government, the military, every single human American, it was such an emotional thing that we were like, go in there and kill them all. Because it was like they came and killed our people on our soil. Go in and kill them all. Iraq, whatever. Go in. Afghanistan, fuck them all up. Now when we look back at the Iraq war, and Bush and all that stuff, everyone, even Bush, as the person who led it all, says it was a mistake. We did not need to do what we did. Americans, everyone looks back at 2002 to 2008 and is like, the Iraq war was terrible for us as a country. And not only was it terrible for us as a country, but it created all the situation that we're in now in the Middle East. Like America going into the Middle East and fucking up all these countries, killing all these leaders, it created all the new leaders that are even worse, right? Because we went in and killed the leaders there, but then we created a power vacuum, right? Like the Taliban, we went into Afghanistan and fucked Afghanistan up. Guess who's in power in Afghanistan right now? The Taliban, our biggest enemy. Like, we regret all those decisions because we acted in a time of emotion, and we did. Right? Like, America went to war with Iraq for 9/11. There was no other reason. We did it for 10 years. And there was no good reason to do it. It was just a revenge war. It was you fucked with us, we're going to fuck with you. So saying these guys are all much smarter, it's like, we did it in America. Yes, they're smart, for sure, but it can still be emotional. I'm smart, but I get tainted by emotion. Like, we have evidence of it. We literally have fought multiple wars just for emotion in our own country.
I understand.
So yes, I stand by. I think it's an emotional thing now, which is okay. Like, yes, feel the emotion, but we have to realize what we're doing.
No disagreeing with anything you just said.
But you were saying you don't think it's a war of passion.
That's
or you think they're smarter that they know what
I'm
they're
just
doing?
Saying is, I don't think it's only about there's an emotional component. People, of course, there's emotions in people. If we're going to get literal,
I think it's driving the war.
Okay,
the motivation.
But I think that these people are very smart. So when you made the analogy of me, someone like me,
smart.
Listen, no. When you made the analogy of someone like me who might have got enraged or got red, whatever. I'm just saying these people are much more trained and qualified and have been through this many, many, many times. I think they're a lot smarter than someone like me who just in a particular circumstance.
No, I know.
That's what I'm trying to get. That was my analogy. That was my response to your analogy you're making.
Yeah. And I agree. And it's not, the problem is it's not on an individual level. But like, there are plenty of people who are very smart and they get whipped up in a fervor by like mob mentality.
Yes, of course.
Right? Like, people get tainted by mob mentality too. So you can have 100 extremely smart, extremely logical generals.
I don't disagree.
But they keep, it's like a fervor that everyone keeps getting into. And now everyone is on the other side of logic.
I don't disagree with that, but I again, I support Israel. I like him as a leader. I think he really cares about his people. And we have we know it's a problem of this cancer. And suddenly you just have to fucking get rid of the cancer. And And who knows? Sometimes you can cut out a tumor and then people die. The person still dies.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is. We're saying, I think we both agree with each other in what we're saying. I think yours is definitely more diplomatic. I think it'll eventually will come to that. And I don't want people to die.
But with the cancer ideology or the cancer analogy, I agree with the actual core of it. Like they are a cancer. But how you treat cancer, there are so many different types of treatments depending on the situation.
Yes.
And some of the treatments kill you. So sometimes you try the treatment and you're like, this is worse than the cancer. So I'm going to stop that treatment, right? Like some people do chemo and they're like, this is way worse than the actual cancer. So I'm not going to do that. Right. But
but if you don't try that, the cancer's going to kill you. It's just going to.
Exactly. And Israel has tried it for the last we've tried the chemo for the last 7 months. And yesterday it got way worse.
See, I go a little
chemo
stronger.
punched us back.
No, see, I go a little longer. I think we try to deal with them for 50 years.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is,
I look at that we've been doing chemo for 50 years with them.
No, but yeah.
Now we got to cut it out.
No, but the chemo retaliated back last
okay.
night, and that's what I'm saying.
That's okay.
Okay, so we tried it made it worse. So now let's reassess.
Sometimes you can have to take 2 steps back to 1 step forward. Sometimes shit happens.
Yeah. No, I know.
And nothing's foolproof and perfect.
We have no idea what will happen. All I'm saying is, I just like it's just bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad. No matter way you cut it, but Israel can't keep living like this.
No, of course not.
And we as Jews can't keep living like this.
I agree with you.
Look what happened with Europe. You said you went to France with the whole Muslim movement, whatever. France let them all in, right?
Yeah, but now the French are like, we fucking hate these people.
Correct.
But it's made it worse.
But my point is, sometimes, now it might be irreversible. We're letting 20 million people in over the border. That damage already done. I think that's irreversible. So my point is, sometimes you just have to take a stand. Like when we talked last time, I know it's such a so minutiae and such a weak analogy, but the woman with the dog wearing a coat eating. Sometimes we have to just take a stand as people and take back the normalcy, the rules, the regulations, the guidelines, our society, the way we work as a society.
I know, but I agree with that idea.
Small.
But how do you so you're saying Israel needs to do something to stop all this bullshit, but it's
don't know.
Nothing will stop it. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know the answer.
Nothing that they can do that's so strong will stop it without them being severely hurt, if not wiped out themselves.
I don't know.
That's my belief.
By the way, I would never want to be in any of the positions of these leaders because every decision, decision is a bad decision. Okay, no, not every decision is a bad decision. Every decision has bad consequences.
Oh, terrible.
That's the problem.
And
I would never want to be
consequences for
innocent people.
We're still dealing with fallout from World War II. There are still things that are politics and borders and all that stuff that are a remnant of World War II. So it's like you can be making decisions in this war that have ramifications in 100 years from now.
Not everything we do in life.
I know, but that's why I'm saying we can't just go, oh yeah, bomb them all. We need to assess what we're doing. That's just
they are assessing it, Bron. They are. All right, we got a fatherly advice.
Yeah,
yeah, it's interesting. We haven't done one in a while.
I know. That's why I wanted to get it up.
All yours.
This one I saw. This was posted a week ago, and so I was like, we need to address it because it's a one that needs attention right now. Also, we have so many. I know we talked about Israel the entire time. We have so many other topics that I want that we want to get to.
All right, sorry,
but we're just gonna. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying for the people listening, we're literally recording our bonus episode right after we finish recording this. So if you want to hear. If you're like, oh, I love the Israel conversation, but I want more
topics,
other more things that are going on, other stuff, go listen to the Patreon episode. It's patreon.com/daddyissuespod. We're recording it right after this because I have good stuff that I want to talk about.
I'm excited.
So if you want that, go listen to that. Patreon.com/daddyissuespod. So for this is from, I just want to see if the name, okay, no, I can say the name. This is from Julia. Says, hi, if you end up reading this in the show, I appreciate any advice in advance. Yes, it's dating advice, however, a bit different from the usual daddy issues write-ins. I'm 26 years old, fully independent, live alone, knees deep into my career. I work 50 to 60 hours a week. My boyfriend of a year is 29, British, not a citizen, aka no job, and living in his parents' basement. I'm struggling for many reasons, but mainly because I have no idea what life would be like if he had a job. I have no idea what his work ethic is. Also, his family history has very little work ethic besides his father. His older sister and brother still live at home as well. I'm in love with him, but not like I've felt in the past in other relationships. My main question is, how do I break up with someone without seeming like an asshole when it comes to 1, not being a legal citizen, and 2, not showing any work ethic that will want me to stay. He sleeps until 1 p.m. every day and is a bum. I want a family soon and can't wait for someone to get their green card to then show me what their work ethic might be. I don't want to talk to my friends about it because I don't want to embarrass him. Help. How do I break up with a nice guy in a difficult situation? Okay. It's easy, but she's like, I want to break up with him now. So I want to.
All right, Julia. Number 1 is you already made up your mind. So that part's easy. Because if you didn't, we would tell you break up with them.
Absolutely.
And break up with them as of yesterday.
Absolutely.
There is no right or wrong way to break up with somebody because the breaker upper wants it and the breaker uppy doesn't.
There's no right way.
So don't worry about being a good person, a bad person. You don't have to give the reasons why you're breaking them. You just say that I don't see a future with
100%.
you. I'm 26. I wish you the best. I don't love you enough.
You don't even need to say
that. I'm just saying, I don't want to. Oh, no, I don't want it because he's going to say, don't you love me?
No, it's way simpler than that. Yeah, all you need to say is, I'd like us to break up. I can't be with you anymore. And that's it. You don't need to give any other reason.
But, okay.
And he's going to ask, but there's nothing wrong. And you just say, it's not you, it's me.
Or you could,
I don't know. Like, there's nothing that you did. Like, if you want to be nice about it, you can be like, you're great. There's nothing that you did wrong. This is just not the relationship for me.
Or you could say to him, listen, I could tell you tomorrow at 8 a.m. You know he'll be sleeping, so you don't have to worry about it.
There's no point in
Julia, this is an easy one. Easy. And very nice of you. And we appreciate you reaching out to us for our advice. But this is, and I'm not discounting it, but it's easy because it doesn't matter what you say. He's going to be angry and hurt.
Right. It doesn't matter what you say. And it's not going to be pleasant regardless. It's not going to be fun for either of you. So you just have to do it.
Oh, no. But at the end of the day, she can be so relieved.
No, I know, but the actual act of doing it is terrible.
It's scary.
For both of them.
You're going to be so relieved when you do it. Don't you agree?
Yes.
It's going to be a burden off your shoulders. You're going to be elated. You're going to feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. So just do the fucking thing.
Yeah, it doesn't, like you're saying, how do I break up with a nice guy? It doesn't matter. You just say, I want to break up. We have to break up. I can't be your girlfriend anymore.
100%.
That's all you don't have to give any other reasons.
You, and if you hounds, you just say, listen, I don't want a future with you. I don't see a future with you.
Right.
Don't go into you.
You're not
living
at
home. You wake up to 1.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That stuff has no fucking value.
That's just going to make it worse for both of you because then you're going to get into like an
rabbit hole.
argument. And
you're going to rabbit hole.
There's going to be semantics that you're arguing about. You just have to say, this is not the relationship for me anymore. I wish you well, right. And I hope you have a nice life.
And I know if he hounds you, you need to block his cell.
Yeah.
Do not take his call. It's cold turkey. Don't wean off of it. Don't meet him for coffee because it sounds like your mind is made up, which I don't blame you one bit. It sounds like could be the nice guy, but he's still a bum. And the thing is this: do not meet him for coffee. Do not wean him off. It's fucking cold turkey. Period. Don't you agree?
Yep.
Because he's gonna manipulate. It's not worth it. It's a waste of your fucking time. You'll never get back.
Yep. It's easy.
Do us a favor.
It's hard, but it's easy.
It's easy. Do us a favor.
Let us know.
Keep us posted.
Yeah.
All right. Love you, Bronny. Bye, everybody. Patreon.com. You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me.
The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.